problem that Vivek doesn't understand is he wants to hand Ukraine to Russia. He wants to let China eat Taiwan. He wants to go and stop funding Israel. You don't do that to friends. What you do instead is you have the backs of your friends. Ukraine is a front line of defense.
She finished there on Ukraine, but I thought it was interesting what she said in the middle of that Vivek Ramaswamy wants to let China eat Taiwan. He has said that we need to defend Taiwan until we become independent in semiconductor production. I haven't spoken to him directly about this, but do you interpret that as, well, until we don't need them anymore, we're going to back them, but when we don't need them anymore, China can do what it wants?
Well, I think our interests in Taiwan extend well beyond semiconductors, and indeed they predate Taiwan's emergence as a semiconductor superpower. The fact is, if China took Taiwan, we would be unable to fulfill key treaty obligations we have in the region. We have a treaty obligation with the Philippines, for example, as we consider this confrontation over the second Thomas Shoal. We did nothing in 2012 when China contested and took over the Scarborough Shoal. They broke an agreement that we mediated at the time to pull out their forces, then they militarized it. Their goal is to militarize all of the South China Sea in order to control this critical maritime commerce highway and hold the rest of the world economically hostage. If they got Taiwan, even if we had semiconductor independence, which I think is very difficult under the current approach we're taking, if they had Taiwan nonetheless and continued to militarize the South China Sea, the problem would remain in terms of their coercive economic power. So I'm sure Vivek will be asked future questions about this. I think this is a critical part of the presidential debate on foreign policy. This is the most likely flashpoint with China in the next few years. Their ambitions are to take Taiwan. But more than anything else, what I would like to see is candidates to understand the nature of the regime we're dealing with. This is a Marxist-Leninist regime that has contempt for weakness. They back down only when confronted with strength. And so if we want to prevent a war with China, we'll need a stronger commander-in-chief and a more lethal military. And